To mark their 50th anniversary, we have teamed up with the Development Corporation in Plattsburgh to showcase some of the successful companies based in Clinton County that are doing business around the world. This week, our Paul Larson has a story of a small, locally owned startup business that's now enjoying the sweet success of being discovered by customers who like to shop on the internet.
Global Sugar Art in Plattsburgh, New York helps a worldwide public make cakes that look this good, smell this good, and taste this good. The warehouse on Route 3 in Plattsburgh carries thousands of cake, cookie, and cupcake making tools, cake pans, cutters, stencils, some of which are designed by the company's owner.
When I started this business, I had about maybe 1,500 or 2,000 different tools that we sold. We now carry close to 10,000.
In 2002, company owner Alan Tatro started his business just before the world developed a real taste for cake decorating.
At that point, there were not a lot of businesses online selling anything, not to mention cake decorating products. So the first couple years were slow, but then as we became known and we were found, it grew exponentially. And that's what happens when you have a good web business. A customer tells 4 or 5 friends, and all of a sudden you've got 5 customers instead of 1. Also, cake decorating became very popular with the advent of the cake decorating challenges on TV.
Business didn't heat up until after the first 2 years.
We were having a good day if we shipped out 3 to 5 orders in a day, versus now it's 300 to 500 in a day.
In addition to ordering, designing, and selling products, Global Sugar Art makes sure its customers know how to use the products.
Hi, I'm Alan Tatro with Global Sugar Art, and today I'd like to show you how we use our PME plunger cutters. This is the snowflake design.
Tatro makes brief instructional videos that go on YouTube, showing the step-by-step process of cake decorating. He also educates his customers through an online newsletter. Global Sugar Art is one of the few companies that does this.
I think we're fairly unique in that we publish a tutorial, a written tutorial with photographs and step-by-step instructions on a weekly basis. So we have an audience that is waiting for our tutorials every single week.
The online newsletter and video tutorials feature a variety of cakes and cupcakes that look good enough to eat. But I wouldn't. Instead of flour and eggs, these cakes are made from pieces of styrofoam and decorated with real buttercream or rolled fondant. Styrofoam prevents the cakes from melting while being photographed for the web. Helping Tatro design and create these photogenic masterpieces is Plattsburgh resident Angela Gagnier. The former stay-at-home mom began her career 4 years ago, packing products for shipping. After 2 years, she moved up to international shipping.
And then just recently, at the beginning of this year, Alan had asked me to do a trial run for head cake decorator. And so I agreed, and he put me on like a probation period, and then he told me that I successfully managed to get the position.
Gagnier spends her days dreaming up cake and cupcake designs. Her tools of the trade include edible glitter and edible paint. This Halloween cake features bones made of cookies. Tatro lends his ideas to the finished products as well.
Alan came up with the idea to have the fingers coming out of the coffin. Everything is edible. The coffin and the skull are made of cake. Everything else is made of either fondant or gum paste. And then we have edible markers that we use to draw the little veins on them to give them a bloodshot eye look. But the whole cake is edible, so nothing goes to waste.
She makes realistic-looking autumn leaves from sugar, too. Like Gagnier, most of the 22 employees come right from Plattsburgh or the North Country.
We have a very strong team here. Occasionally I'll put regional ads out. And recently I hired a couple of SUNY Plattsburgh grads, both in accounting and for graphic design. I think the local people, first of all, there's a certain ruggedness to people who live in the North Country and are used to trudging through the snow and shoveling their car out of a snowbank in the morning to get to work. And that sort of flows through to their work ethic here at the site. They work very hard and they work very much as a team.
The strong work ethic of the area is just one reason that makes Plattsburgh an appealing location for North Country native Tatro to start and grow his business.
The Area Development Corporation has provided me with buildings and with help in growing my business that I couldn't get anywhere else. So I owe a lot to them. We're one of the largest customers for UPS, so UPS takes care of us and really does a great job. They move a lot of our packages right to Albany the same day that we ship them so that we can gain one day on getting our packages to customers.
Purchasing agent Brian Gadway used to work at SUNY Plattsburgh. Now he orders products for Global Sugar Art. He says he's glad to see a local business flourish from one person's idea.
To establish such a thing in Plattsburgh for such a small community, I think it's a big perk for us.
Another locally raised employee, Lisa Pellerin, used to raise flowers as the owner of Wild Orchid Florist in Plattsburgh. Now she's the general manager at Global Sugar Art. A self-labeled non-cake decorating person, she does get called upon to arrange the sugar bouquets sometimes.
I do a lot of the decorating of the flowers on the cakes that you see in some of the displays. You can be the least creative person in the world and come in here and find something that you can make that turns out being absolutely adorable. I mean, if you take Cody Wood, for example, and Cody made this adorable cake for Alan's daughter Renee's birthday. It was adorable. He had never made a cake before.
Plattsburgh resident Cody Wood had worked in packing about 2 months and then got the craving to make a cake himself.
I work with cake supplies all day, and I figured, what the heck, might as well give it a shot and see how hard it is. A lot of people think it's hard to make a cake, but I figured out that it's not really that hard. It just takes a little bit of time and practice.
Some say what's made cake decorating easier recently is the growing popularity of rolled fondant, a kind of icing that has the consistency of dough. Global Sugar Art is the largest distributor of rolled fondant icing in the United States.
We receive it by the tractor trailer load about every 2 weeks, and we sell a tremendous amount of rolled fondant icing.
He says the strong consistency of the icing has led to consistently strong sales for the company.
And I really attribute the fast growth to the whole business to the fact that almost anybody can decorate cakes. It's instant gratification. The old method of decorating with buttercream and a piping bag and tips could take 6 months or a year to really learn it well and produce a cake that looked really nice. Now people can use rolled fondant, and by their second or third time, or attempt at it, they're getting a really nice looking cake. So there's that little element of instant gratification that they can do it very quickly.
Global Sugar Art sells its products to bakeries, cake shops, and restaurants, as well as people at home who just want to make the occasional creative cake. The company has several 100,000 customers, and it ships to more than 140 countries.
In reality, Global Sugar Art has come to Plattsburgh. It's established in Plattsburgh, and it's growing in Plattsburgh. And it's a real perk for the small community in which we live.
Anybody can do this, really. Anybody can do something here. There isn't something that you wouldn't walk away from here without learning something or being able to do something that's fun and creative.
It's great because there's not a lot of jobs here in Plattsburgh that will give you this opportunity to go from something so small to something spectacular.
It really is a dream come true. For me to be able to make a cake here, to show my customers some technique, and just to be able to walk out and have all the tools and supplies that I could ever want at my fingertips is just unbelievable. So it's really a great business. I've really enjoyed this business.
And Alan Tatro joins us now. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Nice to see you.
Thank you.
Your company has grown so much over the past decade that you're just about ready to move again. This will be, what, the 4th or 5th time you've had to move?
This is our 4th move in less than 10 years.
And for a company, it's a great problem to have. Your space is, you need more space.
We are doubling the size of our location. We're moving in about 3 or 4 weeks, late December, into a 20,000 square foot warehouse. So we're very excited to have everything back in one location, because right now we're in 2 different warehouses and it's rather difficult to
Still
manage.
in Plattsburgh?
Still in Plattsburgh, yes.
In the Air Industrial Park?
Yes, in the industrial park, and we have an auxiliary warehouse and we move product back and forth from one to the other. every day. So it'll be nice to be in one larger, one larger facility that we can grow into.
And will you hire more workers?
Yes, absolutely. we are hiring both people for picking and packing and management of the business, decorating, and we're also adding a communications expert, graphic designers, and so we will be adding a lot more people.
So when all is said and done, you have about 24, 25 workers now?
About 24 right now. Mm-hmm.
And any idea how many more you'll be adding?
I would say that we're probably going to be getting close to 30 people by the end of next year.
And when you talk about all the picking and packing, how many orders on the average do you send out a day?
It depends on the day of the week. On a Monday, anywhere from 500 up. This time of year, in the busy time of the year, April through June or July, it can get up to 700-800 orders a day.
And all over the world?
All over 140 countries at this point.
Is that a testament to how, in this day and age, it doesn't matter where you are in the world, if you have access to the internet, you potentially have customers?
Yes, definitely that's part of the point. We also advertise worldwide. We have full-page ads in international magazines in numerous countries, and we do internet advertising all over the world as well. So that's part of it. I also attend a lot of conventions, and I teach in England and in other countries. So we're drawing business by the exposure that I'm getting from teaching and from judging at a lot of shows.
You were just a boy when you fell in love with cake decorating?
I fell in love with cake decorating when I was about 12 years old, and I started decorating when I was 13 in a more serious vein, and by 14 I was making wedding cakes on a weekly basis.
Did you, at that point, think about doing that as a career, or did you go off into other fields?
I pursued culinary arts right away. Right after high school, I went through the Culinary Institute of America, and I worked as a chef and restaurant manager, and then became a pastry chef. And eventually I moved back to Plattsburgh in 1984, and I opened Alan's Bake Shop at the Skyway Shopping Center. And I kept that business open until the airbase closed. And like many other businesses in that plaza, I had to close my doors as well.
So after the bake shop closed, did you have a vision that this was going to be the wave of the future, that people were going to get into their own cake decorating, or what was it that prompted you to reopen at Skyway?
There are cake decorators conventions every year, and I went to one of the annual conventions, and I spoke with some of the vendors from England and South Africa and Argentina, and I asked them if I started a business here in the United States to sell their product online, could I buy from them? And they were overjoyed. These vendors were trying very desperately to get their product in the United States. So I was actually one of the few websites that opened up and started bringing in product on a global basis, and hence our name, Global Sugar Art.
And over the years, obviously, it's grown. Has a big part of it been the many foodie shows we see on cable TV,
Absolutely.
Cupcake Wars and shows like that?
Absolutely. The television shows have helped a great deal. But I think the secret to this business has been instant gratification. The old method of piping with a pastry bag and buttercream icing, which is typically American style, took months or years to learn and perfect. So someone starting out making their first cake or their first couple of cakes, they really looked extremely amateurish. With the rolled fondant icing and all the molds and all the tools and the cutters they have now, someone after their second or third attempt can make a really semi-professional looking cake.
And fondant icing really has changed the way that people can decorate cakes?
It has, and it's not a new product. People in the United States think this is a new invention. I love collecting old decorating books, and I have books going back to 1904 that show rolled fondant technique. So this is not a new idea. It is new in the United States, but not to the rest of the world.
And has social media been a huge boost to your business? Not only Facebook, but also the tutorial videos that we heard in the piece just a couple of moments ago, where you show people how to do this.
Yes.
That's on YouTube.
Yes, I post YouTube videos every week. We post to Facebook every day. We post to Twitter probably 4 or 5 times a day. Now Pinterest boards are becoming very popular. Social media is a very, very big part of our advertising. The more that you can connect and communicate with customers, you become a real person rather than just a business. And that has a tremendous effect on the business, a positive effect.
As you move into your new space now, selling in 140 countries, what do you see for the company for the next 5 years?
Big growth. We are positioning ourselves for a lot of growth.
And does Plattsburgh look as if it stays your headquarters, or at some point
Absolutely.
do you look to expand to other locations?
There really is no need to with an internet business. The beauty of the internet system is you can set up shop anywhere, and I'm dedicated to this area. I really have no intentions of moving my business ever.
Alan Tatro, thank you very much for taking the time to stop by and talk with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.